Hey everyone, and welcome to the Defining Your Life podcast, where we focus on living in our purpose, practicing presence, and activating our power in each moment. I'm Marsha Rell, your resident pep talk provider, and I invite you to join me as we continue to learn, lift each other up, and strive to level up together. Because we are never finished defining our lives, and it takes a village, so let's build one. Stay tuned for the episode. Hey everyone, I hope that your week is going well and that if transformation is what you desire, then you are actively seeking it. Don't limit yourself or your capabilities based on what the old you may have done. The new you, the you that you are currently creating and grooming, deserves your full effort, all of your cheerleading power, all of the courage you can muster to make the most out of who you are and what you have been given. I'm talking to myself, y'all, but I know that I'm talking to some of you as well. And I want to extend a reminder for all of us that we are worth it. And since we are talking about how much we are truly worth it and giving it, whatever it is, well, really life in general, giving life our all, I want to talk about imposter syndrome today. Because it never seems to quit. Like, really, why are you here? Why do you keep resurfacing? Go away. Is anyone else out there guilty of telling yourself you can't do something or are no good at something that you're already doing? Surely I cannot be the only one. Even with performing successfully and validation from others, that little voice is still telling you, you don't have it. You're not good enough. You can't level up. Insert long sigh. It's hard to move from this place, but we have to learn how to stifle that terrible voice. Put a muzzle on it because it will pop back up at any semblance of an opportunity. Even when you have the tools and you know how to fight these thoughts when they creep up, sometimes you still have to go through what feels like a long process of fighting it. And simply put, it sucks. But I learned a long time ago that God will continue to challenge us in areas of weakness, stretching us, testing us until we show and prove that we are strong enough to face said challenge confidently and fearlessly. Are you struggling with self-esteem or imposter syndrome? Well, don't be surprised if the same types of roadblocks keep showing up in your path until you're ready to conquer them, until you're ready to exercise great faith and fight. These things may still hang around after you've tackled them, but that fear, that imposter syndrome will be a lot more tamed when it pops back up next time, knowing that it can't run you. Leaning into the weak areas of our lives in order to make ourselves stronger is challenging. But how will we know that we've overcome something if we run before we've even been fully confronted with the issue? Just because we choose not to face something doesn't mean it isn't there. And those avoidances stifle us from reaching our greatness. If I bow out or back out every time something gets challenging at work and I don't feel sure that I've got what it takes, or tell myself that maybe I just got lucky last time, I'm not giving myself an opportunity to know what's real, to prove that I've got what it takes and it wasn't just a fluke. And really, at that point, I'm only proving it to myself, right? I'm actually faced with the task or challenge because I've already proven myself. The outsiders that have tasked me are simply expecting that I show up the same way that I did before. Show and prove to yourself that you do have it, and even more by faith. Remember that what we tell ourselves about ourselves is what we internalize and believe. And no matter the amount of accolades and praise that others pour into you, if you don't believe, none of it will matter. So what can we do to make ourselves believe? Well, remember how in last episode I was ragging on affirmations and gratitude and all that? Yep, go back to that. Express thanks for those gifts and talents that you continue to question are really yours. They are yours. Claim them with thanks and use them confidently because you are a luxury brand and not a knockoff. Keep doing more of what you do well. Repetition will lessen the feeling that it's a fluke, right? Your heart may continue to beat out of your chest and you may get sweaty pits, but you can rest in the fact that you've been here before. You've done it, and what you were able to do was enough to excel. So remember those past triumphs. This is not new territory. You know how to navigate it. Create a positive environment for yourself with your affirmations. And another thing I was introduced to a couple of years back is a brag book. It's not only helpful at work for making a case for a promotion, but how about a personal brag book where you collect all of your accolades? Consider capturing all of them and reflect back when you need a boost. If someone sends me a nice voice note, or even when I receive great feedback for the pod, for instance, it reminds me that what I'm doing matters, that I'm doing it well, and it makes me want to do it even better. So those praise emails you get from work, volunteer efforts, the PTA, a friend, save them. Cards with kind words about you and how you've impacted others, save them. And this feels like a good time for me to insert a PSA around making sure you share your positive thoughts about others with them so they can add them to their own brag books, boxes, or folders. So make it matter. Don't let that positivity fall on deaf ears. The work you put in gave you an output of excellence, and you can claim that. Walk in it, strut in it. You can do so respectfully without getting too puffed up. But you have to pat yourself on the back in order to keep going. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it when you already are. Don't doubt what you've already proven. People want more of the good stuff. That's why they keep asking for more and trusting you with more. Give the people what they're asking for. I just finished a wonderful book called The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Dare. I don't want to give anything away, but if you are ever questioning what you are capable of, I encourage you to read this book. It was truly a powerful story. And if you enjoy Audible, who is not sponsoring this podcast, by the way, I must say that Audra Ando, also known as Lady Danbury from Bridgerton, does an amazing job narrating the book. So check it out if you haven't already. Anyway, I want to share a few words from former FLOTUS Michelle Obama. This snippet comes from her book, Becoming. Confidence, I'd learned then, sometimes needs to be called from within. I've repeated the same words to myself many times now, through many climbs. Am I good enough? Yes, I am. I encourage you to ask yourself the same question that FLOTUS asked herself, and your response should undoubtedly be the same. Are you good enough? Yes, you are. What are you becoming? Is it a brighter, bolder, more confident version of you who knows that you are really only proving to yourself how amazing you are and not to the rest of the world? Because many times you are already hearing it from the world in some way. And the ones that you aren't hearing it from still know that you are great, but they are afraid to see what you'll be able to do once you know that you are great. Imposter who? I am sure of myself. Excellent lies within me. I will share it with the world, and I will surprise myself with all that I am capable of. I will affirm myself, and I will not waste my gifts or potential hiding behind falsehoods. I'm saying this aloud so that I will remember to walk in this way. I pray that you also will walk in a way that serves you well and that you will claim your greatness aloud to hold you accountable. I hope that what you've heard today has been beneficial. You already know the drill. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share. If you haven't already, I'd love to know what's stopping you from doing so. So send me a DM or an email and let me know. Thanks so much for listening. I can't wait to chat with you all again next week. Take care until then.